Douglas Bickford, 5:31:21 at 7:19 a.m. here in Klamath Falls, Oregon, my hometown. I was blessed. I got to buy a house and pay cash for it in my hometown, which is Klamath Falls, Oregon. 100-year-old home, over 100 years actually. Three bedroom, one bath, two-story. Beautiful old architecture in the house, which I'm not changing any of it. It actually needs a little bit of foundation work. And kind of like the house kind of like goes like this. Not too bad, but it's been standing 100 years and I will eventually get that taken care of. But I'm not worried about it. It's got a metal roof and it doesn't leak. And I've completed the downstairs with the exception of finishing the wood floors in the living room need to be sanded down and redone. I've got rugs on them now though, and I'll get to it eventually, but uh, I am super stoked because I got to move back to my hometown, but I'm really super stoked because I went through a toxic relationship for 3.5 years, and God, who I call the Great Spirit, got me out of it November 2nd, 2020, and it used my cat to do it because my cat, Bullseye, scratched her mother in the face. And then the mother turned it into, blamed it completely on Bullseye that he jumped up off the floor and attacked her for no reason. And the truth was, and she lied about what happened. And the truth was, the cat was in a fight with another cat. I had 7 of them. And she was using a cane, bending down to stop it. I saw her do it before to him, okay, with a cane. And then, so he reached up and scratched her. You know how they can jump like their spring, right, on those legs. All he got to do is jump up a little bit, but her face was down there. And he was defending himself, was all he was doing. But that turned into her screaming and yelling and and he scratched her like 1, 2, 3, 4 times, maybe. You know how cat scratches are. Didn't hit her in her eyes or nothing. And then she was like, we got to kill that cat. That cat's evil. And my wife got on the bandwagon on the 2nd of November. And we just had this big blowout. And I said, you're not killing my cat. My wife had already killed 2 of my cats. Literally, she shot one of them in the back of the head with a 22 at point blank range. My wife became evil because of her low self-esteem, because only an evil person can do that. And she sat there and did it. And I let her do it because of my low self-esteem. But I have to let go. I let go in love of that whole relationship. But out of that came, well, it's a long story how it all happened, but I found a book. It's called The Portable Therapist. It was actually at my son's house in a box. I was looking for a coffee mug. Who was with another abusive woman. That's a whole nother story. Alcoholic, just like I was with. Um, anyway, in the box was a book called The Portable Therapist by a doctor of psychology, Susanna McMahon. And in this book is the one simple concept of how to attain self-esteem. I didn't have none when I married her 4 years ago now. After knowing her for 3 weeks, I married her. Okay. I had no self-esteem. And the reason I had no self-esteem was because when I was born, right after I was born, I don't know when it started, my father started sexually abusing me, my other brother, and 4 sisters. Sexually abused all of us. I have no, I don't remember it was so bad. My sisters told me about it. 2 of them did anyway, that are still in denial of it. And our whole family is screwed up because of it. I mean, I don't have a relationship with any of them because of it. I'm the only one that's ever got help. But anyway, the one simple concept that saved me, it's been about 6 months now, and it can save you too from your life of loneliness. All you got to do is look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, and say it over and over again for the rest of your life. Keep saying it no matter what. I suggest you don't tell anybody you're doing it. Just do it, because people think you're crazy because you do it. And I'm sure that my whole family, including my daughter, well, my daughter probably thinks I've lost my marbles because I'm telling people to say, I love you in the mirror. But I got it from a book. A psychiatrist, this is what she recommends you do. And she's an educated, she knows the brain, right? Because she's a psychiatrist. So this stuff ain't coming from me, Douglas Bickford. It's coming from a doctor, a lady that has a doctorate in psychology. And she went to school for 8 to 10 years for it. She knows what she's talking about. But anyway, that one little simple concept will get you on the road to recovery to heal your inner child. We all have an inner child, which is also in the book. I say, I love Douglas Bickford. I love my inner child. I will not live in the past. I will not live in the future. I will live in the now, because that's all we have. I accept responsibility for any pain that I've caused all the way up to my 65 years, because we all cause pain too. We have to acknowledge it, and I take responsibility for it, and I will not make the same mistake twice. And the other thing we have to accept and acknowledge, the world is full of pain, folks. I accept and acknowledge all the sexual, emotional, and physical abuse I've taken all the way up to this point, my 65th birthday. I mean, up till this day, and I start a new day every day. I say this every day in the mirror. And I accept it. I will not deny or mask any of that pain I received all the way up to this point. I will not mask it with drugs, alcohol, TV, sex, religion, another person, material possessions, because you can go on and on about how people mask their pain. And those are 5 of the biggies right there. And another person is a big one too. And then drugs and alcohol are huge. I mean, people smoke pot. They don't drink alcohol, but they smoke pot, right? Oh, they think that pot is, oh, there's nothing wrong with pot. It's another drug, folks. I hate to tell you this. You're still masking the pain of something, okay? And then TV is another big one that people like, they would never believe. Like, no way. Yes, way, okay? Television. And the other one is caffeine, okay? Cup of coffee and a cigarette in the morning, turn on the morning news, right? Get your dose of freaking drugs. You get a cigarette if you smoke, which is nicotine. Then you add the cup of coffee to it, which is caffeine. And then you do the dose of your daily brainwashing with TV. I mean, you got 3 of those things that you turn on in the morning, and that's what you do in the morning. You may not smoke, but you still turn on the TV and you still got that coffee going, right? Or if you're trying to quit smoking, then you're taking little pills, or you're vaping, right? Getting the nicotine through the freaking vape. And people, oh, it's okay. No, it's not. It's still nicotine. Okay. But that's okay. I don't drink caffeine anymore. I drink hot chocolate. I know it has a little bit in it, but nothing like coffee. In fact, I'll have to Google search that, find out how much hot cocoa has in it. But anyway, here's to do that. And then in the link in the description of this video will be, you can get this book. I recommend you get the book and read it. I'm going through every chapter, chapter by chapter. If you look at wherever you find me, just go to the next chapter. This is chapter 65, and it's in the title, what chapters, and starts out with chapter 1, which is Who Am I? I suggest you watch all my videos. I also suggest you get the book and read it. It will change your life, folks, but you can start it by saying, I love you in the mirror. Anyway, here's the next chapter, which is chapter 65. What is social interest? Social interest is a concept developed by Alfred Adler, which basically means the ways in which we relate with others. It follows after self-esteem, which is our relationship with ourselves. And that you will get self-esteem if you say, I love you in the mirror very quickly. And the more you say it, you can say it as much as you want. The more you say it in the mirror to you, the more you believe it and the more you'll feel it. You will literally feel the difference when you get out around people. And that's what this chapter is about, social interest. Social interest flows from self-esteem in a natural manner because it is a human need to relate with others and to have relationships. And that's probably the main reason we're put here on planet Earth, is to have relationships with others, okay? That's one of the reasons we're here. That's why we were put here, okay? That's one of the answers to life. So one of the secrets of life is attaining self-esteem, okay? Because you have to have self-esteem comes before you start interacting with people. I noticed it when I started going around people, and where I first felt it was in a grocery store. It was in grocery outlet in La Pine, Oregon. Like, I don't know how long it was after I started saying I love you in the mirror, but I felt different in the store. I literally felt a difference in me towards people. I started striking up conversations with people I would have never even talked to before. Okay? I'm telling you, man, this stuff is all real, and I believe it connects us with the Creator. I believe it fills that void that we all have. You have that void, and by looking at yourself and saying "I love you" in the mirror, you will fill that void. Okay, and I believe it's God. Yeah, I believe our conscience is God. Our conscience and our soul, the same thing. And there is going to be eternal life. Okay, after this is only the beginning. Okay. Okay, anyway, so the human need to relate with others and to have relationships. Self-esteem, uh, social interest flows from self-esteem in a natural manner because this is a human need to relate with others and to have relationships. And then I just went off on my little tangent about it because it happened to me. And that's why I'm here on YouTube teaching self-esteem. This section of this book deliberately follows the previous sections which deal with developing self-esteem. This order is necessary because it is critical first to learn self-esteem and then focus on relationship issues. Okay, that's why you can't, if you get in a relationship, a love relationship, and you don't have self-esteem, you jump the gun. We're being taught that you just jump right in and love somebody without loving yourself, okay? And the only way you can have a healthy relationship with another person is to have self-esteem. You have to learn to love yourself, which is self-esteem, and then you can have a relationship with another person. But the media, the TV, the illusion is telling us that we can't have, that we're supposed to jump right in and love somebody without loving ourselves. And it doesn't work. And okay, now here's she's going to say that. The Western model does not teach us to love ourselves first, but jumps right into loving others, in which I just said. We cannot love someone else if we do not know how to love ourselves, what I just said. And we cannot accept love from others if we do not realize that we are worthy of being loved. I mean, there you go. So you can't have a healthy relationship. It's cost me 4 marriages, unless you love yourself. Once we love ourselves and recognize our worthiness to be loved, it is natural to practice social interest, which is going out in public and talking to people and meeting people. We all do it. We all, every time you go out and meet somebody, okay? We merely do not do to others what we have learned to do to ourselves. So you know what I'm talking about. When you go out there and people won't even say hi to you, they're like I used to be that way. Okay, I would never strike up a conversation with anybody. I wouldn't talk to you. I'd be like, I got to get out. I didn't like people, and then I would sit there and think bad stuff about all these people. Okay, and I didn't have self-esteem, and now it's just the opposite because I have self-esteem now. I fill that inner void. We accept, we support, we encourage, we forgive, we suspend judgments, and we let go when necessary. We cannot do any of these things with others until we can do them easily with ourselves. In order to have social interest, uh, healthy relationships with others, parentheses, we must first have taken care of our own needs. Good relationships, clean relationships, cannot be comprised of needs and illusions and expectations. Social interest is not about getting our own needs met through others, nor is it about dependency and control issues. Social interest is about being interested and accepting of where others are and being encouraging to others. It means caring, sharing, supporting, and understanding other people as they are and not interfering or trying to change them. Being involved with others is one of our greatest challenges. Relationships are also one of our greatest joys. Most of us would not want to choose to learn self-esteem and then become a hermit. Our preference is to have self-esteem and to live with others. This can often seem like a huge task because we must learn the answers to the following questions. When do we take care of ourselves? And when do we take care of others? How do we give of ourselves without becoming depleted? How do we take from others without becoming dependent on them? What does a healthy relationship look like? When do we stick it out and when do we leave? How can we practice self-esteem when those around us have chosen not to, are not aware of what this means? Hopefully, the answer to the difficult questions will be in the following pages. And that'll be the next video, folks. Anyway, sub my channel, like, and share these very important life-changing videos. Please. This book will change your life. But like I said in this video, you can start the process by looking yourself in the mirror and saying, I love you. You can get a hold of Douglas Bickford at douglasbickford753@gmail.com for anybody that wants to talk to me. Or any questions you have about attaining self-esteem. Get the book, folks. Read this book and apply it to your life. It will change you from the inside. You will get that inner inner need filled that's right there that we all feel. And then you will have healthy relationships. You can do this even if you're in an unhealthy relationship. But if you're in a toxic relationship where you're being abused physically, emotionally, sexually, they're hurting your children or your animals, if you're in that situation, get out and save yourself because it's not going to stop. I had to get out of one, which I told you the whole story in the beginning of this video. And I am here now teaching self-esteem on YouTube because of it, because I am the absolute only one telling you how easy it is, and everybody else is making it hard. Okay. Because, and the reason for that is because they want to make money off your view. Okay. I will never make money off YouTube doing this. I refuse. It should be free information. That's what YouTube started out to be. And please subscribe and share my videos when you find me. And get the book, The Portable Therapist. I'll have more later for you. All have a great day out there.